Most people can see all this stuff in front of us. That's all for a reason, because Not a Spring Chick did something which she knows we shouldn't have been doing, and what she's been lectured about, what she won't do again.
Well, this is something that, you know that you shouldn't do.
You're told by your mothers when you're a little kid, totally simply, but this is old Kim.
This is Not a Spring Chicken. Today we're going to be talking about
How you shouldn't handle one of these things without wiping your hands off before you handle it.
I know it may be springtime, but a lot of times people, you think that they got sick during the winter. Well, they still can get sick during the springtime. And the sickness, whether it's a cold, a flu, or another contagious disease, can come to you via many forms.
Yeah, well, like what happened, we've done a lot since the Golden Globe. We've done one event after another event, and what happens is like for instance, we went to a party after the Academy Awards, and as it wore down, everybody at the table was eating all off the same plates. Everybody at the table was eating off the same plate, which basically your mommy tells you when you're little, don't eat off the same plate.
Well, and part of it is your mom told you, and you knew that everybody had been getting sick, and everybody thinks they're feeling better, and so the food's there, and you don't have one for everybody, so you just all eat off the same plate.
That's right, and it's basically you're told, because we know that people, one reporter after another, one guest after another at these events, were turning up sick. They all with the same sort of problems. They're all having sore throats and the sniffles and all that.
You think it's winter time.
It's winter time, but it was basically large amounts of people all getting the very same sort of problem, and it's because you're told right off the bat where your mother said if you're gonna blow your nose, go wipe your hands off. You go to the bathroom, go wipe your hands off. If you go get something to drink, make certain that you wipe your hands off.
I know, and you're thinking, oh, that sounds so bad. And remember, everybody was talking about using antibacterial hand soap.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh no, overuse of it is bad for you.
It kills the beneficial germs on your hands. But what happened was that, as a lot of people might know, she went down Thursday hard with a really swollen throat, and we're assuming because she'd been going a lot of events where basically we're going to tell you some really great, really well-rounded events, but they would run out of coffee cups and dishes, and what they would do because they weren't. My mother was in the restaurant business. I can tell you, my mother got flack for in the 1940s because she put steamers into restaurants, and because the steamers are the only things that you can put a dish in that sterilizes it. Because what happens is most people, it's a really nice function, and they run out of stuff. They're taking the glasses, running them, putting soap and water on them, and the hot water out of a tap is not hot enough to kill germs. They bring the same things out. So
you're thinking, what do you need to kill germs for? Well, guess why?
Because that's it. Because what it was is that if, for instance, there was just one person in a place with 1,000 people that had anything, and you're the unlucky person that got that person's glasses or dishes. Or that one person was basically, we went to
maybe they were a server.
Or they were a server.
They coughed on the food.
Yeah, they coughed on the food, and but at one event we went to, which really served ungodly great French fries. But everybody would, is that French? And they sit there like that with the French fries, and they take, French fry out of your
thing. Those are really good.
Yeah, no, they were great French fries. There were lots of French fries coming out. But it just wasn't people you knew. It's just is that what I think it is? And they'd grab a French fry and then put it in your in the ketchup. They had little ketchup in containers.
We're not talking double dipping, single dipping.
No, single dipping, but they dip it in. But the problem is that if the ketchup had been dipped in by somebody, that basically handled the French fry first and had something and they put it in, you contaminated the ketchup. The French fries are safe because they're taking the fries out. The ketchup wasn't safe because the French fries they took out were then put in the stuff. So, they not enough. There's some of the things. There's not enough drinks that go around. So you're sharing bottles, which you shouldn't do.
We share bottles with friends anyway.
Yeah, no, but you'll go to a press event, you'll run out of they'll run out of something to drink, and you're there, so what, is that water? Yeah, can I have something like that? Nobody will even think about simply wiping off the thing, or not even,
Well,
you shouldn't drink out of it to begin with.
Some of those things you have control of, but some of the things you don't have control of is if you travel on an airplane and they use recirculated air.
Yeah,
You don't have a whole lot of choice.
No.
If you're in an office and they have recirculated air, if you're in a classroom, or your kids are in a classroom,
yeah. And remember,
that's why it spreads it all around.
if you have catered food, and, or you get food off of a food wagon, you have no idea whether or not they've basically cleaned their hands off before they've been in it. Because, it got to the point with my mother's restaurants where she was making the people that were handling anything wear rubber gloves,
Well,
so they didn't have contact
I
with any of
always
the stuff.
think about it when I go to the bathroom. They always tell you wash your hands with warm water and that
Yeah.
stuff. How many times do you go to the bathroom and the water's not warm?
It's all cold. But we'll go to the best places in Las Vegas, the water is like an ice cube. You'll sit there, or you go, none of the water at rest stops that you stop to for your pit stops doing there, anywhere you're going, is hot water, it's cold. So you basically, it's so cold, you go, and since there's no towels, you see there's no towels, no anything, you then let to wash your hands.
Well, the other part is then you have your hands, you clean them off. Right after you clean your hands off, you usually have to open the door, which had everybody's dirty hands in it in the first place.
Yeah.
That
And
were dirty before they walked in.
basically, you just recontaminated yourself coming out of a bathroom, so, but,
You're like, okay, what can we do?
But she, in her case, she was lucky enough that she has a couple of doctors she knows, and the doctors basically, knew exactly what it was real quickly. And they basically give her, the treatments, which is simple treatments. If you got a vaporizer, it's really good to have in your room to help things work out right.
Yeah, this helped. This one I happen to have is a Vicks. It's got a vapor steam on it.
Yeah,
And this really helped in the evening because part of it, the challenge that I've had is my throat was so sore that I've basically been on a liquid diet for...
since Thursday, for 5 days, 4 or 5 days. What they told her,
For 4.5 days.
yeah, and she couldn't eat anything solid. The inside of her throat was like raw hamburger.
Yeah, we're talking like, the challenge has been, is that my throat was so sore that I couldn't get any food inside.
Yeah.
Or soup, so I'm eating cream soup, like, I think on Friday I got one bowl of soup in for the entire day.
One
The
bowl
next
of
day I
soup.
got a cup and a half of soup for the entire day.
Well, no, we went out the next day. She could only eat half of an ice cream sundae that was just this big. That's how bad the throat was. So, but
Yeah, those little McDonald's ones. I love.
but it's better. It's just like one of those things where that sometimes the body will, if your brain tells you I've got to continue to do stuff, sometimes the body takes over because doctors told her every time she went to bed and got back up, she was going to be better every time. And also, which happened, they also told her one of the age-old methods of when you got a really sore throat, which is in the books, is just ordinary salt and hot water and lukewarm water, gargle with it.
Actually, that made a lot of difference because part of it is my breath has been, let's just say, it's been horrid.
And people want to know why the breath is like that. Well, because what happens is that the salt water acts as a sterilant. Nothing can live in salt. So what happens is it kills all of that bacteria-ridden stuff on your throat, but that doesn't go anywhere, folks. It just stays there because, like if you cut your hand, you get a scab on it, that throat doesn't scab up.
See, and some of you guys are thinking, well, why did you use something like Listerine?
Because it hurts like hell. It really hurts.
I'm working up to it.
It really
I think I might be
hurts.
able to use it today.
One of the things like they're supposed to use, for instance, she's been drinking, aloe vera water, she's been drinking antitoxin tea. They recommend, the old recommendation was you would drink orange juice. You know what orange juice feels like going into a throat that is raw hamburger? It's just like putting Listerine in that throat.
So aloe vera, pomegranate juice,
Things that you can
cranberry
get
juice,
that are not
coconut
going to,
water.
yeah, things that are not going to hurt your throat is better.
Oh, lots of tea with honey.
Yeah, lots of tea with honey. And cold stuff, you may want to drink cold stuff, but the cold stuff really isn't that great because the cold stuff stays with you and you're basically wanting to purge your system out.
Well, part of it is like, I was drinking so slowly, like here's my thermos right here, I was able to drink one container of this for the entire day.
I know.
It's like every time I get up, I drink.
Yeah.
But I couldn't drink that much.
No, because your throat was, like I said, it's just, I got to see down and God, it looked, it looked like somebody went out and bought a bunch of hamburger and put it there.
Oh,
So,
it was hurting.
But the doctor said, it's the standard thing for the sore throat. Okay, what they could do is basically, this is, we're fudging a bit on things, but this is powdered aspirin stuff, acetaminophen aspirin. And basically, we give her one of these things here, and one tablet of Alka-Seltzer. We were giving her twice the amount of medication that a doctor would give you. So, which was funny, a doctor will charge you a lot of money to give you a pill that she can't take and has to crush down anyway. That's only half the strength of what you can get there.
Yeah.
And this basically, she was getting, 4 or 5 hours of pain-free stuff, which pain-free means that you could actually start putting stuff in. Last night she actually had potato soup last night, or mashed potato soup as she calls it.
My potato soup, yeah, it is kind of more like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, but it made her stomach feel like it was eating. And part of it, she's not, she's got no food, really food. She's been eating soups, but they just don't work the same way.
Part of it is, the challenge is that I haven't been able to eat enough to have energy.
Yeah.
Either. So,
Yeah.
Because I'll burn through it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm really not that hungry, although it's like I need to force myself to eat some stuff.
Yeah.
And so I've had, what else did I have? I had some wheatgrass and
Some
honey.
wheatgrass.
And basically anything that I had around the house, like I had some liquid vitamins.
Yeah,
and
anything
just,
that was not, she's still,
you can hear it in my voice.
you can hear her
usually-
voice, because she really, if you saw old Cam done, we changed the way we were doing things, because she could not speak, we're talking Thursday evening, her voice went entirely. She made it through a thing where basically the young lady over there basically did her hair, which if you could see it on camera, really did a beautiful job over Icon. And we're going to be doing a piece about it. We're also going to show you. She's going to be wearing this hairstyle to the NAB and the Long Beach Grand Prix, so you're going to get to see it out in public more. But by the time she got done, she could not speak anymore, and she wanted to go do some stuff. And I sent her home. We didn't do anything at all Friday.
I barely made it.
And didn't do anything Saturday. And then Sunday we started, but basically mostly she's doing the model bit, because she couldn't speak. But then right after she got done with that bit, then everything she had stuck in her throat came out. A lot of it came out, which is what happens. But we're going to tell you that when you've got a serious enough sore throat, that when the body's ready to let go, the body lets go every direction. Because it's purging itself of all of the impurities that you basically locked up.
Well, the challenge is that I haven't been able to drink enough water, because you tell you to drink, 8 to 12 glasses.
You have to tell you to keep drinking liquids when you got a sore throat.
So you have to keep drinking, and part of it was that I wasn't drinking enough to help cleanse my system out.
Yep.
And so
It was you made it a little bit worse than what it had to be,
So I've been trying to drink.
Yeah.
I'm doing better today. But see, part of it is you can go have it come out through different orifices.
Yeah.
So I started drinking detox tea last night too.
Yeah, and it's why
and
it's
tried
better.
sweating, getting
Yeah.
really hot and sweating.
It's sort of why you don't want to drink cold stuff, because if you're drinking, like this is peppermint herbal tea. If you're drinking warm tea will not stick with you. It's the same thing as, she knows it. I only tend to drink warm beer. If I get cold beer, I'll drink it, but most of the time I walk around and let the beer get warm, because warm beer will not stay with you. Cold beer will. Cold tea will stay with you. Cold drinks will stay with you. And the idea is you want it to go through the system because it flushes out. It's this, everybody knows, I am a doctor of veterinary medicine. But it's the same sort of problem. This is what you treat the dog with. So
You know, part of it is it really just made you aware, because certain things you can control, certain
You can
things
control
you
it.
can't control. Like, of course, advanced vapor action, sore throat,
it's just
cough spray.
but we're going to we're going to tell you exactly what her doctor told her, which is basically you can't control the person. You can't control anymore, you know, because it's too late to control the person that may have basically, you know, did a smooch on a chick, ate off your plate, or basically gave you a glass that was contaminated.